House of Pain Wrestling has just had a crazy couple of weeks. We have seen tables matches, we have seen street fights, and we've seen a last man standing match. My name is Dan Edwards, and this is the House of Pain Wrestling recap. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get things started with Friday the 3rd of October, as we were live in the old Cold Store in Nottingham with our annual Over 18 show hosted by Angelos Epithemou. The show kicked off with singles action, as it was the last true hooligan Ruddy going one-on-one with the former bare knuckle boxer Rocky Underwood. After a back and forth match, it was Rocky setting up for his haymaker, but Ruddy managed to reverse this and hit his devastating Death Valley driver to pin Rocky and secure the win. It was tag team action next, as it was Tristan Wheeler teaming up with the monster Rayner to take on the team of Will Roberts and Matlock. It was Matlock hitting Tristan with a South of Heaven chokeslam towards the end of the match to secure the win for the team. It was singles action next, as one half of the tag team champions Adam Bolt went one-on-one with Alex Rue. Towards the end of the match, Adam Bolt grabbed his tag team championship belt, but the referee Neil took this from him. But as he was removing it from the ring, Adam grabbed his hairspray, but Alex managed to get this from him, spray Adam in the eyes with the hairspray, and then hit the Rue Thunder Bomb to pin Adam Bolt. The House of Pain Championship was on the line next, as Johnny Sharp defended the title against an opponent of Angelos's choosing. He announced his opponent was none other than Franco Fate, and then added that the match would be a street fight. After one hell of a brutal match, which saw Oscar Prospero trying to get involved as well, it was Johnny Sharp hitting a Claymore kick to Franco through a steel chair that was wedged in the corner to pin him and retain the House of Pain Championship. In the main event of the night, it was a 6-person tag team elimination tables match, where the only way to win was to put all 3 members of the opposing team through tables. It was the bull ring of Kyle Crimson, Isaac Carver and Xander Scott taking on the team of Brad Matthews, Harley Harris and Grayson Clay. It was Brad Matthews being eliminated first, as Kyle Crimson came off the top rope with a splash, sending Brad through a table. Kyle and Grayson eliminated each other next, as they both threw each other off of the ropes through a table, leaving Harley Harris in a 2-on-1 situation against Xander and Isaac. Isaac Carver was eliminated next after Kyle Crimson returned to the ring. Grayson Clay also returned to even the odds, and it was Grayson and Harley putting Isaac through a table with a 3D. This meant it was down to Harley Harris and Xander Scott, which is when Angelos Epithemou got involved, hitting a low blow onto Xander. He and Harley then hit a double chokeslam, sending Xander through the table, meaning the winner of the match was Harley Harris. Moving on to Saturday the 4th of October now, and House of Pain was in action at Hucknall Town FC with a special fundraising charity show. The show kicked off with singles action, as it was one half of the tag team champions Adam Bolt taking on untouchable Brad Matthews, which saw Adam picking up the win. It was tag team action next as TJ Dean teamed up with the TikTok kid Zach Davey to take on the team of Jimmy Phoenix and Jaden Law, which saw Jimmy and Jaden securing the win. The House of Pain Championship was on the line next as Johnny Sharp issued an open challenge to anyone on the House of Pain roster who wasn't named Matlock. The challenge was answered by Hucknall's own Antra Powers, and we nearly saw the upset of the century as Antra looked to have the match won, but the Last True Hooligan Ruddy and Nate Ajax distracted the referee, meaning that the match was able to continue, which eventually saw Johnny Sharp retaining the House of Pain Championship. The Full Throttle Championship was on the line next as Scooter defended the title against the main spectacle Tristan Wheeler, which saw Scooter retaining the Full Throttle title. In the main event of the night, it was tag team action as the Last True Hooligan Ruddy and Nate Ajax took on the team of Matlock and the Suntan Superman LJ Heron, which saw Matlock and LJ picking up the win. Just 6 days later, we were back in Hucknall in our usual Hucknall venue on Friday the 10th of October, and the show kicked off with 6-man tag team action as the tag team champions Big Man Inc. teamed up with myself to take on the team of Zach Roberts, Brad Matthews and LJ Heron. Towards the end of the match, everybody was taken out apart from Zach and Big Man Inc., but Zach managed to take out Jackie T, but Adam Bolt came flying off the top rope with a springboard, but was met with a super kick from Zach, meaning that Zach Roberts pinned one half of the tag team champions. It was singles action next as the standard bearer of British wrestling TJ Dean went one-on-one with the man who nearly became the House of Pain champion 6 days earlier, Antra Powers. Before the match could begin though, TJ told Antra that if he had been learning from TJ, then he would be the House of Pain champion now, and he should join forces with him, and extended his hand. Antra looked like he was going to join forces with TJ, but instead sent him flying through the ring instead. As the match was going on, it was a back and forth technical contest, which eventually saw Antra out wrestling TJ with a series of reversals, with Antra securing the win. After the match though, as Antra was celebrating, Davey Thompson came storming out and attacked him from behind. He then grabbed the microphone and a very angry Davey Thompson had plenty to say, but did not explain why he attacked his former tag team championship partner Joey Slade last month. This is when Rocky Underwood interrupted Davey and said that if Davey wants to take his frustrations out on someone, then he can take him out on him, and we had ourselves a singles match. As we got towards the end of the match, Rocky looked to be closing in on victory, but Davey uncharacteristically raked Rocky's eyes, which allowed him to hit the Rikishi driver and pin Rocky Underwood. Kyle Crimson was scheduled to be in action next to go one-on-one with Max Chimera, but before the match could begin, Kyle grabbed the microphone and said that he does not want to fight Max, and he will just accept an apology for his actions last month in Hucknall instead. Max replied by saying that he is sorry, but not for what happened last month, for what he's going to do to him tonight, and the match was on. Towards the end of the match, Kyle Crimson's opponent for the next night, Grayson Clay, who was the guest timekeeper for the night, grabbed the microphone, which distracted Kyle Crimson, which allowed Max to sneak up from behind with a crucifix pin, pinning Kyle Crimson. In the main event of the night, it was a tag team Halloween street fight where any Halloween themed weapons were legal. It was Nate Ajax teaming up with the TikTok kid Zach Davey to take on Jimmy Phoenix and Jaden Law. After one hell of a match where we saw a chair covered in Halloween stickers, we saw all sorts of Halloween themed weapons. I can't really describe them, but eventually it was Jaden and Jimmy hitting Zach with a 3D onto sweets to secure the win. Moving on to Beeston now on Saturday the 11th of October, and we kicked the show off with tag team action as it was the main spectacle Tristan Wheeler teaming up with the psychotic Sweeney to take on Will Roberts and the Stormbreaker Marley Hayden. Tristan looked to be reluctant to get in the ring with Will Roberts, and eventually it was Marley hitting a spinning lariat onto Sweeney to secure the win for the team. The ring announcer Carl introduced Scooter to the ring next for an interview, but they were soon interrupted by the House of Pain champion Johnny Sharp and the Heritage champion Oscar Prospero as they came out to congratulate Scooter on joining them in the Champions Circle. Scooter didn't seem too interested in joining Johnny and Oscar and slapped Oscar around the face, which is when the two of them attacked Scooter. Matlock came charging out to make the save, but Nate Ajax came out to give the advantage back to Johnny and Oscar, but this is when Alex Rue came out and evened the odds once again. This is when it was announced that Oscar would go one-on-one with Scooter later in the night. Matlock would face Nate Ajax, but Alex Rue demanded a match with Johnny Sharp right there and then, and the match was on. Eventually, it was Johnny hitting his Yorkshire Claymore onto Alex Rue to pick up the win. Next, it was the Heritage champion Oscar Prospero taking on the Full Throttle champion Scooter. After a back and forth match, it was Scooter with a reversal into a roll-up to pick up the win over the Heritage champion. Next, it was Nate Ajax going one-on-one with Matlock. This was a brutal match where they beat the hell out of each other, but eventually it was Matlock hitting the South of Heaven chokeslam onto Nate to secure the win. After the match, Matlock told Johnny Sharp that he is not done with him and is coming for the House of Pain Championship, and then took Nate out with a Claymore kick of his own. It was tag team action next as the Witch of the Ring Spectra teamed up with the TikTok kid Zach Davey. Zach, who had been winding up the ring announcer Carl for weeks now, Carl had a little surprise for Zach as he announced their surprise opponents in the form of the heavy hitter Harley Harris and the pirate Mr. Riggs. Towards the end of the match, Zack demanded that Carl make a special announcement for him, but this allowed Mr. Riggs time to recover, and Zack turned straight into a chokeslam from Mr. Riggs, securing the win for the team. In the main event of the night, it was a last man standing match where the only way to win was to incapacitate your opponent so they could not answer the referee's 10 count. It was the Bullhammer Kyle Crimson going one-on-one with the Tribal Beef Grayson Clay. This was a vicious match where we saw chairs, kendo sticks and even a sledgehammer used as weapons, but eventually it was a steel bucket that was Grayson Clay's downfall as he charged towards Kyle. He smacked him with the bucket and both men were down. As the referee Lilith reached her 9 count, Kyle rolled out of the ring, landing on his feet as Lilith counted to 10, meaning that Kyle had won the match. Well, that is all I do have time for today, so thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, leave a comment below, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time, right here on the House of Pain Wrestling Recap.